Hello and welcome back to Tales of the Neonsea. So apparently last time with Chapter 3 was the end of the main game, quote unquote. But and then they released this Part 4 as a free DLC after the game initially released. That's what we've discovered. But frankly, I'm assuming they've changed something, because the ending was very much not really an ending. So I'm assuming they tweaked the ending to add on this final bit.
Makes sense to me.
Thank you. Let's get back into it.
Sorry, I'm far from the mic, so I'm trying to yell a bit.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We're down here with the purple goop.
Goop.
I've never seen this kind of fungus before. The mushroom umbrella looks like a balloon. It's so thin. It looks like it might... What? We did this a little bit before.
Yeah.
The slightest shock is enough to set off these fungi. I wonder whether these spores can do anything. Inhale these spores if you want to die. These fungi have been exposed to nuclear waste, so their spores are full of poison. You see a lot when you're attached to a ship for years with nothing to do. Could you give me a warning before you just appear? Seems like you're familiar with this place. I am an AI with access to a database so massive you couldn't even imagine. This was an underground factory during the human-robot war, long forgotten by time. Be careful. Several entries warn of creatures sighted in the depths. These kinds of abandoned factories remind me of Noah's old hideouts. He liked building bases deep in the world's dark places. Alright. No one knows how long this underground factory has been abandoned. It's been completely overrun by fungi. Alright, down we go. Hop, hop, hop.
Green goop.
Green goop. Fluid drips from this discarded tank. It has a strong smell, like a combustion aid. It is an isobutyl lithium complex. Is it an isobutyl lithium complex? Almost certainly, Rex. I was about to say that myself, honestly. Okay, we can turn a lever. We can go inside. We can inspect. Let us inspect. The way down is completely blocked by fungi. How can I get rid of it? Fire! Which is probably actually going to be what we do, because if we had that little bit over there saying, look, it's fire. I can't unscrew it. Looks like I need professional tools to turn this valve. You've got 2 hands. No. Looks like you have found an abandoned operating room, but everything is broken here. A trash dump, you humans would call it. From my experience, you should never underestimate trash. Come to think of it, you made lots of tools with the trash on my ship, Mr. Junk Collector. I thought you were absolutely in love with the Destiny Fire, and now you're calling it trash. I can call it trash, but no one else can. Just like you can only be racist if you're that race. Same rules apply. This broken emergency lamp might come in handy. Emergency light, sorry, it's not. Where is it? It's main valve wrench. It says main valve on the handle. It seems like it can unscrew the outside valve. This main tube leads directly outside, but no air is coming through it. Other tubes must be channeling the air. This tube channels the steam. I need a valve to turn off the steam transmission. Okay, good. Okay, so I can apparently attach this to one thing to turn off the steam. would say here. So that forces the steam up this way. Right? Per the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to go outside. Nothing happened. Looks like this tube is still blocked. I need to figure out a way to direct the air from inside the workshop into this tube. Okay. I don't seem to be able to turn this. It's just, if I put it there, no steam comes through. So this means steam is traveling through here, only into this pipe. Looks like we need the second one of those. This one's also there. That's where it started. Seems highly unlikely that's where it's going. Still need a bit more. Maybe there's another piece further up here. Signs point to no. But I could fill this with liquid. Cool. There we go. Throw in a bomb. Light everything up. As predicted. Ha! The flaming bottles set off the fungi spores. Looks like the toxic fog is going to hang around for a while, though. What's your plan? You seem to enjoy seeing me in trouble. I have to get rid of this spore fog. I am not enjoying it. Make good use of the tube behind you. The steam coming out of it can disperse the fog quickly. Blow the fog away. Classic. So, is she our new William?
I think so. Seems to be, at least.
I mean, I'm not against it. She's a bit easier on the eyes than the cat. And we can actually directly talk with her. Now I can get this other airlock device in here. Looks like the air has been directed in the main tube. Let's go have a look. So yeah, I had the right idea. I just didn't have the second piece yet. And main valve wrench. Da, 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 da. Fog has been driven away. Now I can go down. Thanks, Rex. I think the AI girl was added later on as well, because in the beginning, she should have already been inside our head when it, or maybe not our head. I think she should have been with us
like
in the
following us around,
the intro bit, but she wasn't. But then she appears after that once you actually catch up with it. Lola's badge, beep beep beep.
But I thought that was because we went to the ship.
Yeah, but the ship happens before Rex falls down, gets injured, and gets chased by Noah.
So yeah, she should have been.
Yeah.
They should add that then. So,
well, most likely when they were actually making the game, like they made that intro bit and didn't finish it off for another year or two later, at which point they added the AI captain. The badge activated again. This must be the right way. Just follow the signal. Alright, through the door. Sorry, I like to check all the little corners and stuff.
that's fine. I feel like you should want to play a game.
What is a holographic message doing in a place like this? It must have been left by Noah. What the hell is he up to? The purification begins with the stubborn woman rejecting the fusion. She is lucky to have her sins washed away so she can welcome Basan first. I shall lead the vessel to bear the baptism of the 4 great sacrifices, and engrave the god's decree upon the body of the future. The past ceremonies connect the souls, blessings all who witness Basan. Illusions connect our thoughts, electric waves guide the transmission, and when he realized the truth, the man in the mirror was no longer himself. May you pass the final test, and I will be waiting for you in the depths of Light Lake. A long, rambling paragraph full of contradictions. He is getting crazier. Hey, where did that beep come from? Another hallucination? Huh? This place transformed into a kitchen. This is a hallucination without a doubt. The scene is the crime scene of the Alta State case, Noah's first ever murder, the start of all this evil. The victims of this case were a housewife and 2 small-town robots. At the crime scene, the 3 were discovered to have been killed at the same time, and the body parts of the 3 were made into a combined body in the housewife's kitchen. This combined body was the prototype for all the sculptures created afterwards. Noah was still a newbie at the time. Back to practical matters. Another hallucination means another signal projector. I should find it somehow. This looks like a big nose.
A nose?
It looks like there's a nose, and that's a big nostril, and then there's like a big nostril through the top of the nose for some reason.
I'm sorry, I see a woman.
Yes, I agree, but it also kind of looks nose-ish to me. This sculpture, there was no such thing at the original crime scene. Is it a human? 3 holes in the throat, abdomen, and waist? Maybe I need to find the holes to break through this hallucination. In all of Noah's cases, organs of the victims were found missing. The seal is gone. Where does this door lead to? There are some traveling and baking photos on the fridge. The victim was quite popular in town, but she had something against roverism, and was repeatedly found clashing with robot believers. Good. Wait, this is Cheryl's dressing room. This is the crime scene where Noah committed the Singer sculpture murder on July 3rd, 2126. The murderer killed Cheryl and her robot assistant and made their bodies into the sculpture of Basan the White 1 hour before Cheryl was scheduled to go on stage. As Noah created this hallucination to relive the crimes he committed, the hallucinations are becoming more and more clear. Is this because I've stayed in it too long? I have to break through Noah's maze fast. Or through Noah's naze. Nasal cavity because it's a nose. Too much. Cheryl's gloves. In addition to Cheryl's DNA, another set of DNA was detected. However, the owner could not be identified due to unusual hereditary genetic information. These blood-stained lace gloves were very important evidence. In addition to Cheryl's DNA, some dissolved skin tissue was found. The DNA of this skin tissue was very confusing. We concluded that the murderer suffered from a genetic disease characterized by decomposing skin. Judging from the fact that the murderer wore the female singer's gloves, we deduced that the murderer might have had some kind of obsession with wearing their victims' clothing in order to become them. And that's it, Dove. Sweetheart, hope you break a leg. I will prepare a big celebration banquet on the roof of the company building for you, and my family will be there too. They can't wait to see you. I hope you wear the necklace I gave you last week. My driver will pick you up after the show. Always yours, Christopher. Cheryl's lover would come visit her with a bouquet of flowers before every show. He was a successful man and helped her quite a bit in her career. People say Cheryl was hard to live with, but she was extremely gentle to her flower-bearing lover. After Cheryl's murder, he was completely broken and would never be the same. The missing poster was something the police were searching for, but was never found. When I saw it in Brank's place, I knew Noah was back. A vintage record player, which Noah used to play the soundtrack of Cheryl's recent album, probably to cover up her screams. The device doesn't play anymore, probably the result of the witness hurrying out of the room and knocking it over. I need to adjust the right texture, tone, and pitch to reproduce Cheryl's voice. I tried turning the knobs on the bass. Oh, this guy again. This is Cheryl's voice. It was the recording that Noah used to buy himself some time to commit the crime. Cheryl's arrogance also assured Noah's success. She allowed no one to interrupt her when she was alone. That's why the staff waited until 5 minutes before the show to knock on her door, only to find the horrifying scene. You can't hear it right now, Kat, but the voice that's playing is
So, someone's dying.
It's pretty ugly singing. You'll have to look forward to listening to this one. Look, it's it up. A broken wine glass. According to the investigation, Cheryl had a habit of drinking before her shows. Almost like somebody while they're doing detective work. There are lip prints on the glass. Cheryl's drink was also found at the crime scene. It contained 60% alcohol and some anesthetic component. It's believed Noah put the anesthetic in the drink. 3 doves, we win. A white bird erupts whenever I find a clue related to the case. I think that's it for this case. Are these white birds some sort of tally? Maybe something will happen. And a portal to another thing. This is a sculpture of Basan the White, one of the 7 embodiments of Basan. Legend claims that Basan once turned himself into a poet wearing a white robe and took away arrogant people's communicators, making it impossible for them to call for help. This sculpture stands for humility during communication. The police only realized this was an embodiment of Basan when they saw the religious symbol Basan left at the crime scene. Do you mean religious symbol Noah left at the crime scene? I think this might be a typo. I think that's supposed to be Noah. Noah, did you create all this just to make me appreciate your masterpieces one last time? The sharp cries of the arrogant must be cleared away. Basan cleaned up these stains before his arrival by using my hand. The singing voice of the sinners will live in me, so that I can praise the miracles of Basan. Noah, stop your nonsense! All you ever wanted was to replace your diseased organs with the healthy ones stolen from your victims. You say Cheryl's arrogance killed her, but what crime did that robot assistant commit? Cheryl's assistant suffered from her abuse. His humbleness, a contrast to the singer's arrogance. I didn't kill anyone. I was just combining them, human and robot. The arrogant and the humble are merged into one under the will of Basan. Yeah, that makes sense. Balance everything out. The Penguin Reaper has a point. Oh, no, never mind. Cat system. The investigator collected remains of the 2 bodies in the sculpture and claimed to have retrieved every piece of Cheryl's body. However, I found subtle cutting marks on the neck, which are much finer than the rough cutting found on the rest of the sculpture. By analyzing the forensic records, I found Cheryl's throat missing, which everyone else neglected to notice. Good job. Do you want a pat on the back, Rex? Doesn't seem to have helped stop Noah. Another door. Another crime scene. Let's get this done. This stage is the secret function room on a cruise ship. The crime scene of the high sea cruise case on 29th of January 2127. The senior officials were parading around robots and freaks when they were killed. It turned out Noah was the real headliner in this freak show. So you're telling jokes now. This had the most victims among all of Noah's murder cases. Everyone, the performers and audience, was pieced together. See, that would be... No, I guess that's not. Everyone was pieced together. Not everyone were. I don't like the sentence structure. Was pieced together into a sculpture. Sorry, I'm nitpicky about things, apparently.
Yeah.
Every so often.
Mr. Grammar.
Excuse me.
Grammar Police.
Excuse me. I'm a detective, damn it. The result was so gruesome that even the most stone-faced police officer was shaken to his core. But not me, because I'm a real, true detective with a gravelly voice. This secret function room was equipped with a state-of-the-art ventilation system. The senior officials like to add recreational drugs into the filtering system. Noah took advantage of this. The operation unit of the ventilation system was purposefully destroyed, so I'll need to fix the internal circuits to adjust the fan. I need pluses to pluses, but not pluses to Pac-Man. So, is this saying that, like, I have to match all the pluses, or, like, just the pluses have to match, or does everything have to match? I don't know either. So all I can do is switch them back and forth like this.
So probably just the pluses.
Probably just the pluses. But why is this one named? It's connected to a plus.
Might not be the spot it's supposed to go.
Oh, so it is everything. Okay, that makes this a little more difficult.
See, but then that plus didn't pick up.
Oh, I noticed, Ken. This could take a minute.
Okay, we're halfway there.
Got it.
Okay, that was quick.
Took
Could
about
take a minute, 2
took about
seconds
1
later.
minute. Done. Ah, the sweet smell of success. Investigators extracted some kind of poisonous nerve gas from the air filter net, explaining how Noah put more than 40 people down by himself. Noah supposedly made this poisonous nerve gas himself. People who inhaled the gas were not able to move their bodies but remained totally conscious. Was this some kind of retribution for the audience? That's terrifying. This is where the officials imprisoned the performers. They searched all over for freaks and robots, keeping them here in captivity and putting on freak shows regularly. Later investigation found that several missing cases were linked to the Board of Officials. Although it looks old, this is actually a rather advanced lock. By analyzing the fingerprints on the buttons, we figured out the password. I still remember one button was put in twice in a row.
Are we giving us password?
No, but we know it's those 3 buttons and the 1 button's pressed twice, so it's not that hard to just brute force. I think there's 4 options, something like that. 6? 6 options. These are the collars made for the performers, on which some dissolved skin tissue was found. The DNA collected was quite similar to the DNA found at the female singer crime scene. The DNA found on the collar is similar to the one found at the female singer crime scene, but the sequence was more messy. It's not my fault, which means Noah's skin decomposing problem was getting worse. Noah must have blended in with the freaks after he arranged everything and performed in the show as a special guest. During this freak show, the audience wore bizarre masks, hiding their true identities so they could enjoy the sick and twisted performances. There was one mask missing from the scene. Who would have guessed, many years later, the missing mask would turn up on Square Street. The San symbol had been left on the mask wall. This was the first time Noah left this symbol at a crime scene. This clue made us realize that all the sculptures we found before were embodiments of Basan, which later led us to find out about roverism. The 3 white birds representing the key clues are all lit up now, so here comes another horrible sculpture. This sculpture is of the Messenger of Garden, another of Basan's embodiments. This embodiment walked through the courtyard of the gods and presented himself in front of both humans and robots, driving out the evil indulgences suppressing them, and bringing God's electric wave to all forms of life. These murdered officials represented the indulgent, while Cheryl, in the female singer case, represented the arrogant. Noah's crimes followed the prophecies and legends of Basan's religious sect. Indulgent spirits are lost in the filth, and people who find pleasure in the grotesque will be exiled by me into the abyss. Detective, without me, the sins of these people will never be purified. As he's making very grotesque sculptures. Purified? You killed everyone at the scene, robots and freaks included. They suffered through so much pain only to be murdered by you. Your so-called purification is nothing but a crazy massacre. Both the indulgent and the abused are guilty. Only by combining the two could we neutralize the sin and restore balance. Both sides have found peace under Basan's guidance. Don't try to excuse your crime. Among all the victims, Noah only took a software developer's liver. If I hadn't found out about the condition Noah suffered from, I probably never would have discovered the motive for his crimes. A new door appears. One by one, these crime scenes match things left behind by Noah. The poster, the mask, and the next scene will be discovered in the next episode. We're going to take a quick breather, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.